Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Okay, here we are.
Yeah.
Let me fix this up.
By the way, I'm Mary. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Dave. I'm the one you've been talking to a little bit.
What's going on?
Yeah. Go ahead. You go. Lead the way.
No, I heard you. I heard you say at the beginning, no one's going to change any minds tonight. Now that's a closed mind, right?
Yeah.
I have to tell you, when I got dragged into Flat Earth, I went in with a closed mind too. I said, no friggin' way. This is the dumbest crap ever, and there's no possible way. And now look at me. Here I am talking to you guys. So open your mind just a little bit. No, yeah, never say never. I understand saying never to Flat Earth. Flat Earth is crazy, right? We live on a spinning ball flying through an infinite vacuum. It makes perfect sense. Nothing exploded, became everything, and then the rocks stuck together, and the gases stuck together and left a vacuum in between, and we're spinning on a perfect cycle where we can predict where everything's going to be for millennia in the future. That makes perfect sense, right? Versus everything that we experience with every one of our senses, all right? We'll get into all of that.
Okay. I am excited. So, okay, you said that you were taught about Flat Earth and you went into it thinking, what the heck? How did someone get to talking to you about that? Or were you kind of looking for something?
No. I was doing a conspiracy podcast called Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole about all sorts of conspiracies that are going on in the world. And people started sending me Flat Earth stuff, and I just delete. You're an idiot. Hey, keep posting it. You know what? You're banned from even commenting on our comment. You know, I ban people for even suggesting that I watch a 1-minute video. But then a researcher that I trust a lot said, David, I think the Earth might be flat. And I'm like, not you too, Sophia. And she sent me a couple videos, and I watched them. I was like, okay. I got to look a little farther. And back then in 2015, 2016, YouTube would just keep feeding you, hey, you like that?
Oh, yeah.
Watch this, watch this.
Play it.
All good stuff. Now, I literally just uploaded one of my most popular videos called Circumnavigation for Dummies because you can't find it. You can search Circumnavigation for Dummies, DITRH was the name of my channel, and nothing. You get propaganda. So they have hidden all of this information. And it's almost impossible to find. Like, if I said to you, hey, Earth is flat, go research it, you're never going to find good information. You're going to find all sorts of propaganda from their paid shills, PsyOp Man Dan, and a guy that calls himself Professor Dave. You Google Flat Earth in YouTube, the top video is usually Professor Dave, which is a guy that basically goes through the top 10 reasons that the Earth can't be flat. And they're all ridiculous brainwashing things. You know, boats going over the horizon, sunsets, day and night, seasons. And when you actually look into these things, you go, oh, yeah, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So the thing I have to ask you is, when were you told the Earth is flat? And did they show you, a globe, and did they show you anything other than cartoons?
Oh, as a kid, I
couldn't think of the first time.
Yeah, the very first time it was in school.
Before you could talk.
Yeah.
Before you could talk. Right? Your parents probably had NASA sheets on your bed and a globe spinning over your crib, and you got globe toys, and Sesame Street has astronauts on, and every movie, every show, all globe programming. It's so strong in children that I you know what? I'm much more relaxed talking to you two. If you said, hey, you got to go tell this 10-year-old that the Earth is flat, I'd be scared for my life. You tell a 10-year-old that the Earth is flat, they want to chop your head off, and they spit out the propaganda, bam, 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 bam. It's unbelievable. So what I would like to do is you guys to tell me why you think the Earth is a globe, because I used to be you, and I know what questions you're going to ask me, but I'm curious which ones they're going to be.
Oh, I don't know. I think it seems like everything in the observable universe is a spherical.
Is
like molecules,
like
atoms, cells.
Have you ever seen a molecule and an atom? I've seen a cell.
Yeah. Usually things are.
I haven't seen.
Are kind of in that shape. It's like a natural thing.
Yeah, is a banana a sphere?
It's
right.
It's dimensional.
And well, it's not a sphere,
no.
Right? So, do you have lights in the ceiling in your room where you are right now?
Yeah, we got one.
Yeah, look at that light and tell me what shape your floor is. Right? Does that have any correlation to what shape the floor is? Do the balls on a pool table dictate that the table is spherical? I think the moon is spherical, but do we really know? Is this a sphere?
Oh.
Well,
I'm gonna have to readjust you. I didn't know
Is this a sphere? Is this a sphere? Quick.
oh, I'm going to say it looks
it's a
like
circle from my.
Yeah, it's flat. How about
Oh.
this? Is this a sphere?
It's all in 2 dimensions, so it's all circles.
Well, what I'm saying is, unless you can measure something, unless you can touch it, then you can't really say what the size is. For example, where did my image go? Here I am. Are these two tables the same width and length?
It doesn't appear that they are.
Doesn't appear, right? And this is how our brain sees it. But look, they're exactly the same. And even though I just showed you, you still can't sort it out in your mind, because your mind is telling you one's fat, one's wide, and one's long and thin. Okay, so unless you can touch something and measure it, you don't know. If I had a tennis ball and I had it we have nothing, in a black, field, there's no other light, and I have a light shining on a tennis ball 50 yards away from you, you could look at it and go, I see the line, the color of the fuzzy. Yeah, that's a tennis ball. And if I had another tennis ball 100 times bigger and 100 times farther, and I had it lit up, and you had no reference point, you go, yeah, that's a regular tennis ball, right? You wouldn't know. You'd say, yeah, they're the same size. Because unless you know the distance or size of something, you can't really tell anything else about it. So every luminary, when I say luminary, I mean the sun, moon, and stars, that you see in the sky, you were told a story about it that has no proof whatsoever. Okay? When we look up into the sky, and, when you see a star, what do you think a star is? A star is, you're told, a burning ball of gas in a space vacuum, which is scientifically provably impossible. But you're told that it's these giant gravitational star, in a infinite space vacuum. But when we zoom in with today's consumer optics, this is what we see. This is the star Sirius, right? This is the star Capella. This is my favorite. You can see this with your naked eye, right? Does that look like a burning ball trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of miles away? Distances that you have no ability to perceive. For example, the closest star, they tell us, is Alpha Centauri. It's 4.5 light years away. Well, 4.5 is not a big number. Light years. That's the distance light travels in a year. That's 25 trillion miles. Well, 25 trillion miles doesn't sound that fast, right? That far. So if I put you in a rocket that's going 3,600 miles an hour, that's a mile per second, okay? A mile per second. No one's ever gone that fast. Mm-hmm. But if I put you in a rocket going a mile per second, you traveled for 1 trillion seconds. Mile per second times 1 trillion seconds. How many miles have you gone? You've gone 1 trillion miles. And that's only 1/25th of the way to the closest star, where the other ones are much, much, much farther away. 1/25th. Here's the question. This is where it's going to bring it home. How long is 1 trillion seconds? Take a guess, and you win a Bitcoin.
Oh my!
A Bitcoin. if you guess it within 15 minutes, go ahead. Give it a try.
Oh my gosh!
How long? Just take a guess.
Million miles.
No googling.
Well,
no. How long? I'm
like,
saying how long is 1 trillion seconds? How much time is it? Is it 50 hours? Is it 500 hours? Is it 500 days?
Oh, then years.
I would say like
million
6.5 years.
It's 31,000 years. One of you said 6. One of you said 1 million.
I'm out. I overbid.
But yeah, it's 31,000 years. So
closest
again,
going over.
Yeah.
Here's something. In school, they don't teach us to think. They don't teach us to think like this. They tell us, and then a guy with a bow tie who lies will tell you something about space, and you'll believe it. A place that you've never been, a place that nobody has ever been, and then they just make up stories. Disney and NASA are literally the same company. NASA has never been to space. We'll get into that, okay? And what you're seeing in the sky is impossible. you can't see something that far away. If our sun was 20 times farther than it is, it would be so small you couldn't see it. Scientifically, you can prove that the angular size is too small. If I held a penny right here, you can see it. If I moved it 150 yards away, you can't see it because its angular size gets too small and your eye can't perceive it. So the sun at 3 light hours away, because it's 8 light minutes away, really at like 30 light minutes away, you couldn't see the sun. But we'll make it 3 light hours. You can't see it. And then we're telling us that we're seeing stars that are 400 light years away.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And yeah, well, so you just believe that, and you know, and it's crazy. When light goes, light spreads out exponentially. So when I have a light, if I held it right here, it's whatever lumens it is. As I pull it away, that light has to fill a bigger area, so it gets dimmer and dimmer exponentially. Every time you double the distance to a light, it's 1/4 of the brightness. So that star that's 433 light years away, it has to be so bright you can't even fathom. It doesn't even make any sense. The moon. When we look at the moon, and if you go out on a full moon night, if you're looking at the moon, you can read by it. Even in the middle of nowhere on a clear night, you can read by the moon, right?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
I mean, it casts shadows. It casts shadows on the ground. It's super bright, right? And here's the moon, super bright. If you go halfway to the moon, it's going to be 4 times brighter. Then cut that distance in half, it's going to be 16 times brighter. This is called the inverse square law of light. And by the time you get to 100 miles from the moon, where the astronauts took a picture of a dusty, dirty ball, it would be brighter than we see the sun from Earth. But that's not what we saw on the moon, right? The science, when you actually look at science, it doesn't make any sense.
So you're saying it should have been brighter?
It should have been like
blinding.
Tens of millions of lumens. Like the sun, whatever number of lumens that is, the moon would be brighter for it to be as bright as we see it. It would have to, from 100 miles away or on it, it would have to be so bright that you couldn't deal. Do you understand?
So,
I do.
So
yes.
what is all this?
I see what
then?
you're saying.
What? That's a great question. Let's get through some more of. Let me help take down some of your obstacles, and then we'll tell you why and what. Okay. And here's one thing that flat earthers are different from globers. You guys are globers, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're globers.
I'm okay with
all
that.
right.
You're globers. You won't be soon. You won't be soon. Okay. We know that we don't know a lot of things. Globers think they know everything because they were told and never shown any proof. I mean, when you look at like planets, for example, you know, we're shown planets. If I could spell, I would be able to find my planets. We're shown, like, NASA took a picture of Pluto, right? One of the Voyagers, or whatever it was, the Cassini spacecraft, cool story, snapped a picture at 60,000 miles an hour of this very dimly lit, you know,
yeah, it's pretty
moon.
far out there.
It's pretty far out there. If you were on Pluto and looked at the sun, it would look like a star. It's so far away. Okay? But somehow it's really well lit. Somehow it has a desert that's kind of shaped like the dog Pluto, which was also named in the same year that it was discovered. Maybe they named Pluto the dog after the discovery of the planet.
Maybe they had a flash on the camera.
A flash. Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. That's hysterical. All right? What is this? What am I showing you here?
Yep.
Do you know what this is? This is Venus, right? Venus is not a solid ball.
Those gas
Now,
giant?
if you say to me, well, no. It's not giant. It's here within the Earth system. Now, if you said to me, what is Venus? I don't know. I can theorize. I think that these lights that we see, these luminaries, are not physical. I think they're sentient. Okay, that's me, Flat Earth Dave talking. And they're all named after gods, which is really interesting. Very, very interesting. So when you look at, let's see what else I got for you. When you look at what NASA shows us, like, we discovered 6 new planets. Well, those aren't planets that NASA showed. Those are actually frying pan bottoms that I took a picture of. But when you look at what NASA shows us, right? NASA shows us, everyone knows this picture from 2014. This is the famous picture of Jupiter, right? 2016, they go, hey, we got a picture of Jupiter with the northern lights, which proves that Jupiter has a molten magnetic core just like Earth. Okay? Look at this thing. And here's the problem. All of these clouds are exactly the same. This is the exact same picture. This one's just a little bit darker. Okay? So NASA is too lazy to even put up a new picture. Okay?
Just throw a little light on top.
And people go, well, you know, it's such a big storm, you know, that you got the little storm here. It really doesn't move. Well, this is what NASA showed us a few years earlier when another fake satellite or something was going by it. This is over a couple hours or a couple days. These storms, these are gaseous storms spinning in opposite directions. How the hell did all of the clouds and everything on Jupiter remain the same over 2 years later? And the answer is they're lying. They're faking all of this.
I don't put anything past the government. You know what I mean? To fake stuff.
Yeah. I mean, and people see what they want to see. Do you know what planet this is?
No.
You know, what would you guess it? Anything? Would you even say it's a planet?
I don't know.
Hard to tell.
It's round.
All right, good for you. Most people jump on and say it's Jupiter, but it's really a bunch of ducks in a meadow.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I see it there.
Oh, wow.
We see what we're programmed to see. Okay. I'm trying to find where is the other one? Oh, this is what NASA and Disney show us, right? These cool planets. And this is when we use our own high-powered lenses and look, we're seeing something completely different, right? There's all sorts of, look at the, mythology or all these old ancient religions or cultures talking about what these things are. There's so much, they're all named after gods, as I said. There's something more. They're not rocks floating in space. I used to laugh at astrology. Astronomy is the real science. Astrology is just for, silly losers. And what we find out is everything we know about astronomy is 100% fake, and astrology is the real science. Everything is inverted in this world.
Interesting.
Why do you think the Earth is a globe?
Makes sense.
How so?
Because a flat. I've seen pictures. You got the flat with the ice wall.
Pictures.
The ice wall around it and everything, and that just doesn't make sense. Like, what is it doing there? Like, what?
Excellent.
Now, is this religious based? Is this because of descriptions in the Bible?
Absolutely not. There are really my co-host Matt Long. He comes from the Bible side, and he quotes the Bible all the time. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff in the Bible. But if you don't believe in the Bible, then it's nonsense. I wasn't a Bible guy. I wouldn't even say I'm a Bible guy now. But the Bible is a flat Earth book, and so is the Quran, and so is every other ancient book. But you were asking about the ice wall. We'll talk about that. But first, let me show you what you believe. Okay, right? So this is a balloon shot from 127,000 feet. I forget somewhere around there. And the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles an hour below me somehow. But somehow I'm keeping pace with the Earth, just floating, and kind of looks like, I'm just drifting around. And that sun is 93 million miles away, or maybe it's right there where it has a local hotspot on whatever it's over. So what is the sun? We'll get into that in a little bit. But you believe, don't get offended when I'm making fun of you, because I am a little bit.
No, that's fine.
That's all right.
You believe that nothing exploded and then everything just started orbiting, and that we are spinning. Do you know how fast the Earth is spinning that you believe we live on? At the equator, how fast is it spinning?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's been too long since I've had any classes.
So I'm gonna
I prepared zero for this podcast.
No, that's good. That's good, because if you prepared, you'd have really dumb questions. Trust me. Okay, you'd have really dumb questions. So the Earth is, the circumference of the Earth. Probably not. It's okay.
35,000 miles or something like that.
I don't know.
That's not too bad. I didn't know any of these answers when I was asked, so don't feel bad if you get a zero, because I got a zero too. 24,901 miles. So it's about 24,000 miles around. Okay. So now I'm going to show you how your education may or may not have served you well.
Carl
How
remembers.
fast is the Earth spinning at the equator?
Carl says 1,000 miles per hour.
Well, Carl just gave away the answer. The answer is, how many times does the Earth spin in one day?
Once, right?
Right.
Yeah, doesn't it do
And
one?
so you know, here's the thing. Most people, they know the Earth spins one time a day. They know it's about 24,000 miles around, but they can't calculate how many miles per hour that is. That's because school didn't teach you to think that it's so easy. 1,000 miles
No.
an hour, 24,000 miles in a day. Okay?
School doesn't
24,000
teach you to
miles.
think.
They teach you to memorize and regurgitate nonsense. All right?
Generally.
So, yeah. So, when you watch the sunset, is the sun going down or are you falling over backwards faster than the speed of sound?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh, wow.
Well, on a spinning globe,
Yeah.
you're falling over backwards faster than the speed of sound, and the sun is just appearing to go down.
Well, you get used to it.
I appreciate the jokes, but
No.
occasionally you have to say, that's a good point. I never thought about
Oh,
that.
okay,
Just
I'll try.
occasionally. Not yet. Not
I
yet.
promise.
Save it. Save it for later. We're
gotta feel it in my heart.
orbiting the sun. We're orbiting the sun at, you don't know the answer, 66,600 miles per hour. Okay? And I'm going to show you what that looks like. This is the hypersonic track sled. And if you Google it and you can hear the sound, because I can't play the sound here.
Oh, holy
it
cow, that
scares
thing
you.
went fast.
This is going by a Mach 8.6. Well, guess what? We're orbiting the sun 10 times faster than that. Okay? We're orbiting the sun 10 times faster than that. And guess what? We're chasing the sun 100 times faster than that. Okay? In our elliptical path, chasing the sun around the galaxy, it's going about 500,000 miles an hour, which is 100 times faster than that. Okay? We're orbiting 10 times faster than that. So, and then we're spinning while we're doing that. So we're corkscrewing, spinning.
Yeah.
But when you go out into nature,
It's pretty
what
calm.
do we see? Is that pretty calm?
Yeah,
or is that a mirror?
It's really nice.
Okay? So how are we orbiting, spinning, twirling and whirling, speeding up and slowing down, curving? And people say, well, you don't feel it on an airplane. Well, what I say to that is, first, double the speed of the airplane, take the outer shell of the airplane off, and then tell the pilot to nose down a mile every 2 minutes just to follow that curve. And let me know how your flight's going and how your glass of water is doing. Okay? This is what you have to believe if you live on a spinning ball. This is impossible, if you will, right? And I challenge you: go in a car on a beautiful straight road, nice car, and get a dinner plate and fill it to the edge with water, and then take that car, speed up, slow down, or take a turn, just the slightest turn. That water is sloshing off. As a matter of fact, Neil deGrasse Tyson says because of the spin of the Earth, the water bulges at the equator 14 miles high. That's what they tell us. 14 miles high. So when I fly at 5 miles high, cruising altitude, from North America to South America, at some point I have to climb, tripling my height, just to skim over a hump of water. Does that make any sense to you?
I thought you said it was only 14 miles high.
14 miles high. I fly at 5 miles high.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
The
All right.
hump is 14 miles
All right,
high.
dig it.
I got to go another 9 miles higher than my cruising altitude just to have the belly of the plane skim over the hump, right? And at what point, and when you're in the ocean, are you climbing that hill? Climbing a hill of water. Come on, right? This is insanity. No one ever thinks. You were taught that the Earth is a globe before you can think, and then you never bother to think about it because globes
That's
are
true.
everywhere. Global network news and globes and planets and aliens and all sorts of stuff. So you talked about the ice wall, and we're going to talk and how it doesn't make sense. Okay, the ice wall is the only thing that makes sense because you can't stick water to a ball adjacent to a vacuum. You can't have air adjacent to a vacuum. Right? Air adjacent to a vacuum, you can't do it. If the room above you was, all the air was sucked out of the room and there was a valve coming into your room and you open that valve, what's going to happen? All the air in your room is going to get sucked up and it's going to equalize in those two rooms. Fact. But somehow, we're in this pressurized system and there's a vacuum of space that we're flying through and the air doesn't get sucked into space. And the only thing that you're possibly going to be able to say is, gravity, man. Gravity's holding it down, and gravity is just a theory. They teach it as a fact, but it's just a theory. Look it up. I'm not making it up. It's just a theory. So, what is Antarctica? They tell us Antarctica is a continent at the bottom of the ball. They also tell us it's the highest land on Earth. And I always found that weird. Like, well, maybe that's why it's at the bottom, because it's heavier, because it's higher, right? There's more land, which is ridiculous. But this is what they tell us. So somehow we have water sticking to a curved ball, curved water, boats, people upside down, insanity, right? Versus, first, but let me ask you, when it rains, where does the water on the top of the hill go?
It streams down, low ground.
It goes down. Where does it go? Where does it settle?
Lowest area.
Lowest area. And so you have after a rainstorm, you have a body of water. What do you call that? A puddle?
Yeah.
Small body of water.
Yeah.
And what causes the edge of the puddle? What is the cause of the edge of the puddle?
Wait, I missed that.
So you got this water sitting there. Why is it contained? What contains it?
Oh, usually the surrounding earth.
The surrounding land that's higher than the surface of the water.
Yeah.
And so if you have a pond, it's like a big puddle. The shoreline of the pond is where the land is higher than the water. And if you don't believe me, dig out some of that shoreline and watch the water just find its next level, right? Water relentlessly seeks the ultimate base level. Now you go to a lake, which is a bigger pond, and go to our world oceans, okay? So here's our world oceans. Here are all of the continents and islands. They're all surrounded by water, but all of the water needs a container. And that container is the shoreline of our world. It's where the land is higher than the water consistently, and that land is Antarctica, okay? Antarctica is the highest land on Earth, as we just talked, right? We live here, and this is Antarctica. Antarctica is likely bigger than all of the continents and oceans combined. It is the land that surrounds us. We live in the Antarctic basin, okay? So people say, well, what about this ice wall? You mentioned it yourself. So people go, with ice wall, are you going to jump off? Game of Thrones programmed you to think that it's an ice wall at the edge of the Earth. It's not. It's the shoreline of our world. This is like 200 feet high, okay? It's huge, right? One of these pictures will have a ship next to it, and you'll get an idea of how massive this is. This is the shoreline of Antarctica. Now, there may be places where there is lower areas or sloped land where you can pull up, but this is most of Antarctica is like this. And it is the shoreline that surrounds us. Large bodies of water at rest need a container. You have a drink right there. Does it have a container? Does it have a container? It has a container. Yeah. What happens if you remove the container? It's going to go somewhere else.
My lap gets wet.
Yeah. If you have a hot tub, remove the hot tub. It's gone. Pool. Remove the edge of the pool. It's gone. A pond. We got through the whole thing. This is the shoreline of our world. Water lays flat. Now, if we live on a ball 24,901 miles around, there has to be a curvature, just like a basketball. If you put a little Hot Wheels car on a basketball and you drove it away, it's going to drive over the curve and it's going to disappear behind a physical curve, right? Agreed? You understand? You guys are listening very well. Okay? So, if the Earth is flat, the horizon is an optical thing. So, here's the sky, and here's the ground. And as you go away, they get pushed together, and where they meet is the limit of your sight. Okay? Go out on a cumulus cloud day where the clouds are all sitting on that nice flat deck up there. The cloud's above you, 5,000-10,000 feet in the air. But when I look down Long Island Sound here from Connecticut, by the time I see New York, the clouds are literally touching the water. Now, I know they're not touching the water, but they look like they're touching the water. That's the limit of my vision. But if I zoomed in, I can increase that angular size and see, and then as they move away, they come back together again, right? So, where's my, here. So, this is some street lights. These are all the same height. Your mind knows that, right? This is the sun or the moon. I think it's the sun. going away. It's the same thing. It just goes lower and lower, and it gets compressed into the atmosphere, and I'll explain how it sets in a few moments. But so here is, so on a ball Earth, 24,901 miles around, using globe math, actual math that describes the globe that we're told we live on, a 6-foot tall person is required to have a physical horizon at 3 miles away. There's a 6-foot drop at 3 miles, and it exponentially drops down from there. So when you're looking out of water, if you see the surface of the water beyond 3 miles, you got a problem. The globe's bigger or it's flat. Okay? So here is an empty horizon. And as I'm zooming in, I'm taking the horizon and I'm increasing the angular size. And as I do, all of a sudden you can see there's a boat there. And as I zoom out, that optical horizon, that size is going to get smaller. And watch, the boat's going to disappear from the bottom up. You think it's going over the curve, but I just proved to you that it's not, because I was able to zoom in and bring it back. It's gone. A glober would say it's over the curve.
I don't think I'd say it's over the curve.
Right. Well, because I just showed you that it's not.
Yeah,
I showed you that that the angular size is too small to see. Your eye can only see a certain distance. So this is actually going to just show you a mirage, but let me show you something else.
That boat's flying.
That
boat's flying.
That's because it's going to fly even more. And when you actually understand what you're seeing, you have a optical line that reflects the sky, and then you just can't see beyond that, and things disappear in it. The horizon is really here. Look at this thing. This is mirrored. The horizon's all the way up here. This is the height of the horizon. You can see the water shooting out, but your mind will tell you that this is the horizon. And if this land wasn't there, you literally think that's the curve of the Earth.
Yeah.
Okay? So, where am I looking? Space Needle. Is this the one I want? Yeah. So, this is the famous Space Needle. And as we zoom out, its angular size is going to get smaller along with all of this. And it will just disappear optically. This is an optical thing. There's no physical curve there. We can see across Lake Michigan 50 miles and see Chicago. And they say the Chicago should be all hidden behind the curve, but we can see it anyway. And they say, well, it's a mirage. And a couple of our guys got in a boat on the day you can see it, put their camera on it, and then drove all the way across, and it never disappeared. If it was a mirage, it would have to disappear at some point. Right?
I think...
So here's a little... Go ahead.
I was just going to say, my brain doesn't think that it should, like, the Earth's going to curve, like, 50 miles away. I feel like it's because we've been brainwashed to say it's too big, but they tell us boats go over the horizon. Here's the thing. A physical ball would have to have a curve. We agree with that.
Well, I think a boat would have to be really big to disappear over the horizon for you to see it and then have it go away over the horizon.
Not according to... Yeah. How tall? Because at 10 miles, there should be 66 feet of curvature. 66 feet, okay, of curvature. That's a 6-story building, okay? And it should be completely hidden at 10 miles. But no, they tell us the Earth is too big. It has to be 100 miles. At 100 miles, there should be 6,600 feet. That's over a mile, right? But we have Navy shipped, guys that say they can light up with a pencil-thin laser beam, light up another ship over 100 miles away with a pencil-thin laser beam. There should be a mountain of water over a mile tall. And the same thing with submarines sitting on the bottom of the abyssal plain, which is the flattest place on Earth. They can see another submarine with their sonar that should be behind a mountain of water, a mountain of dirt, right? The bottom of the ocean has to curve too. And that would be over a mile tall, okay? But somehow their sonar goes over, hits it, comes back, and they go, oh, there's a submarine over there. Nonsense. It's all total nonsense. And we're just taught to believe. Belief is easy. You guys believe my name is David. Ooh. You don't know it. But if you did some research, you'd probably find me on Facebook and find my yearbook or something. And then you could prove it. Then you'd know it. Okay. Belief is the enemy of knowing, as Crow 777 Radio says. Belief is easy. You can just believe anything and then you're done. But if you want to know what I'm talking about, I'm telling you, don't believe anything I'm saying. If you want to know it, you're going to have to spend some time and do some thinking. Yeah. Because this isn't something that is just going to come to you. Once you see it, you're not going to ever be able to unsee it. So what I'm showing you here is this is a matchbox on the table. And when I zoom in, I can see it. But the angular size gets too small. And the glare from the table, it just disappears, just like the boat did. It's still there. Now, if I raise myself up, I can see it. And I can see the table just beyond it, too, because I've increased my angular view of it across the flat plane. And it's gone. And I zoom in, and there it is. Right? And you mentioned large boats. Here's a pretty large boat. But as we zoom out, and we know it's there, this is optical, because I wouldn't be able to zoom in if it was over a curve. Just like a pregnant woman puts her hand on top of her belly, and as she slides it over her navel and underneath, her hand will disappear, and no amount of magnification will bring it back. See this boat? Ignore the boat. Watch the mountain. Okay? This is with an infrared lens. We can see even farther. Okay? You can't even see that mountain when we zoom out. Okay? Things do not disappear over a physical horizon. Right? So let me show you one other thing. And it's like, well, why can't we see Mount Everest? Mount Everest's got to be big enough, right? If we were in the same area and we turned off every light, there's zero light. Oh, that'd be awesome. Zero light. Could you see me?
Yeah, no.
No. There's no. What are you seeing? You don't see me. You see the light that's bouncing off me. If I turned off all the lights in this room, I'd be invisible to you because there'd be no light bouncing off from me for you to perceive. So when we look at a mountain in the distance, you can't see it at nighttime. You can only see it when the light is bouncing off of it. Right? You with me?
Yes, sorry, my kids were making
I need a yes. I need
yes.
I
am with you.
I understand. All right. So this is a famous viewing spot in Canigou. It's in Illusia, France, and Canigou Mountains out here. And people get some record photography here. It's 175 miles away. With using the globe curve calculator from the elevation of this viewing spot and the distance to the Mount Canigou and the height of Mount Canigou, the very top of the highest peak should be a mile below the curvature. But we can't see it because the light that's bouncing off of it can't push through the thickness of the soup of the atmosphere. It's like looking across a pool that's 100 yards long. You can't see the other side, even though the water's clear. The air is the same thing, just longer. But twice a year, as the sun migrates in between the two tropics, which we'll get into in a minute, it lines up with the viewer and Mount Canigou, and all of a sudden, you can start to see Mount Canigou. And right up here is the top of Mount Canigou, and that should be a mile below the curve. But it's there the whole time. You just couldn't see the light that is bouncing off of it. Okay? It's there. The top should be a mile below the curve. It's not a mirage because it's blocking the sun. It's right there at eye level. Amazing, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting to hear.
This is different than what we're usually doing.
I understand. Listen, no,
I'm not anti-learning things, you know. And
this is. I feel like I'm in a class and it's kind of heavy.
You are, but by the way, you're going to learn more tonight than you learned in all of your school career because all of that was nonsense. It's all to make you a good slave. That's what this is about. To keep you a slave, working in their system. You know, they teach you crap math. They don't teach you about vortex mathematics and sacred geometry and the stuff that really matters, the stuff that will make you take your power back. They want you a good little slave. They want you plugged into the matrix, and the matrix is the globe.
See, now that's what we're kind of getting into. I'm more interested in a lot of the whys, like because you telling me how and all this stuff is just like me going to class. I haven't measured any of this. I mean, you say I can observe it, but honestly, I'm not going to go do that. I have no interest in it unless there's a real good reason why I should. Like, why does this matter? Like, why would they do this? What's going on here?
Why the lie? Why
Yeah.
the lie?
Yeah.
Why would they lie about the shape of the Earth? I still have to go to work tomorrow. I don't care what shape it is, right?
Yeah. Even if it was flat, I got to go eat.
Yeah. So, so why the lie is we'll jump into why the lie. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So they don't want you to know. They want you to think that you're an insignificant speck flying through an infinite universe, a random speck with other billions and trillions of other specks, and an asteroid can take you out at any time. Well, guess what? Asteroids aren't real. They don't want you to believe that that we're running out of food. We're not running out of food. You can take a 50-year-old, 100-year-old seed, stick it in the dirt, and water will fall from the sky, and food will grow out of the ground. Okay? You can't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
Right? They want you to believe that other rogue countries are going to blow us up with nuclear bombs.
Oh.
Nuclear bombs don't exist.
Oh.
Another rabbit hole. Okay?
Another rabbit
Oh, my gosh. You only have an hour?
Yeah. They don't want to listen. By the way, once you start looking into this stuff, once you start looking into our fake history, all of our history is fake, and it's so fake that even researchers like myself have a hard time understanding how fake it is.
Yeah, the winners write history.
The winners write history, yeah. So, in the 1800s, there was an advanced civilization worldwide. The Wild West, nonsense.
Wow.
Nonsense. Yeah, it's all nonsense.
That
I have a video.
Recent.
I'm going to give you a video. I'm going to tell everyone listening. There's a YouTube channel called John Levy, Jon Levi, like the jeans, Levi. And his video that came out in the last day or two, he puts out one video a week. They're all 20 minutes long. You need to watch that and think, okay? And he goes into the World's Fairs. The World's Fairs. You've heard about the World's Fairs, but you don't know much about them. They don't teach you about them in school. Because if any student actually studied what they claim the world's that happened at the World's Fair and has any bit of world knowledge, you'd go, all right, this is bullshit. Everything they're teaching us in school is a lie, and you'd walk out. Okay? So they don't want you to know that. Watch that video. John Levy, write it down. I didn't see you write it down.
Oh,
Levy.
Don't put it on my note. That's
not on
the
your
other
note.
show.
That's the other show.
Yeah, John Levy, and watch his latest video. And all of his videos are great, by the way. So, big John Levy fan. So, we don't have time to get into Tatari or anything. So, why the lie, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a big one for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So, who? What about who? Who?
That's a good question too. Yeah.
Who? So the people that run the world are the royal families. There are these bloodlines that have been here. And by the way, I think they've stepped into this shit. There was a reset that happened less than 200 years ago. And there was a cataclysm, whether it was man-made, God-made, natural, whatever you want to say. I don't know. I wasn't there, but it's undeniable that it happened. But then the people that came out, they basically decided to turn us all into slaves. So these are the groups, the Bilderberg Group, the Council of Foreign Relations, the United Nations. These are the groups that do it. So why would they lie? So if
this is closer to my sphere of conspiracies that I interact with. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? But before, I want to just jump backwards for a second because we were on Antarctica, and
Man, so much.
So
Get a beer.
So what is the question? The question you didn't ask me was, what is beyond the shoreline of Antarctica?
That's
what's out there? So we live here. This is Antarctica. What's out there? Well, you see this pink line that's 60 degrees south. Nobody is independently allowed to go beyond 60 degrees south. Okay? No one is allowed to go beyond 60 degrees south, except you can take a very expensive trip to this little peninsula here, which is huge, bigger than some countries. And they'll show you ice and penguins, and you're not allowed to independently explore this outer space here. Okay? Yes. So what could be out there? And again, anything above as high as we can reach or beyond the shoreline of Antarctica is speculation. And this is what I speculate. So I believe that there's more land out there. Okay? This is Antarctica. This is Antarctica. And this is extra land. What's another word for land? Territory.
Yeah.
More territory, more land, extra territory. So if you lived out here on the extra territory and you came to visit me just a few thousand miles in here, what might I consider you?
That's a frickin' alien.
An extraterrestrial. An extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Words
Yeah,
have
dig
meaning.
it. Yep. Oh,
And from where? Where
spelling's
are you from?
important. Yeah.
Outer space. You're from the outer space.
I love it. Yeah.
All
that's
of the
good.
biggest telescopes in the world are not pointing up. They're all owned by the Vatican, by the way, but they're here in Santiago. They're here in New Zealand. They're here in Johannesburg, and they're looking out. They're looking out. Okay,
Not up.
we're gonna go back to Why the Lie, but we got a couple.
Yeah. This is good. We can go back. This is fun.
I want you guys to point any direction parallel to the floor that's not south. Go ahead. Point any
crap.
direction that's not south.
Oh, I'm gonna do it wrong.
That's not.
I can't locate. I can't locate.
because-
I'm in my basement. I can't locate myself.
Yeah, here you go. That way.
Yeah, I'll go that way
Well,
then. I trust
So what
her.
I'm showing
Yeah.
you that's wrong. That's south.
Shit.
Why
Try
is it
again.
south?
Try again.
Oh, it has to be parallel. It has to be parallel.
Oh, okay.
That's south also.
Okay.
That's south also. Every direction that you point is south. That's south and that's south. Now, how can that be, Dave? That's impossible.
I know what you're saying. Everything's
No, you
I-
don't know what I'm saying.
I mean, according to that picture you
hold
just
on,
had. Yeah.
Hold on. This is a magnet. It's at the center. It's the magnetic
yeah.
north of our flat Earth. Here's my compass, and the needle has to point south. I'm trying to push this compass west, and west is a circle.
Dig it. Yeah. Yep.
West is a circle. This is actually the video I just uploaded on my channel, DITRH channel. Right.
Yeah, that's
there.
neat. Yeah.
Okay. And now I'm pushing east. East is a circle. Doesn't prove the Earth is flat. Works on a ball and works on a flat Earth. Okay.
Yeah.
Although the what we see here actually proves a flat Earth. Now I'm going to try to dead reckon west. So I'm pointing west. I'm not moving yet. The compass says, all right, that's west. And I close my eyes and I don't correct to the north. I'm heading south.
Oh, that's
Every
neat. Yeah, that's
line,
fun.
every line is south, right? So now I'm going to show you what happens if I go south. If I go south, I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to go south. Now on a globe, I should be able to leave Santiago, go south, and end up in Australia or New Zealand.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody's ever done that. Why? Right? So if I go south, I'm going, and I'm not magically popping up over here. On a globe, you would magically pop up over here, or not magically. So now I'm going north, and watch the compass. As soon as I pass the North Pole, I'm going south. The compass did a 180. I'm going south. South will take you to Antarctica no matter what direction you start off in. South is a straight line. East and west are circles. Okay? So let me show you one more thing. I'm going to show you how seasons work.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then we're going to go into Why the Lie. So, do you know why seasons work on a globe?
Oh,
Why? Like,
it's the tilt of the Earth.
And
how it rotates.
So here we are. The sun rays are coming in. When we're tilted away, those sun rays spread over a wider area, right?
Yeah, something like that.
That's what they tell us. And then during our winter, the north is tilted towards the sun, and we get more direct sun rays, so they're more concentrated. Okay?
Now, how about Alaska
they
and stuff where it's like daylight like half the year and then nighttime half the year?
Let's get past the seasons, then
Okay,
I'll show you
okay,
exactly
sorry.
how that
Yeah.
works. Yeah, no worries,
Yeah.
don't worry. Listen, it's good that your questions are piling on, because when I'm done, you're going to have even more questions than you started with. You didn't even know the questions you're going to have. Okay, so when we're spinning, when the Earth is spinning, the angle of the sun that's the same thing as the tilt of the Earth. If you tilt this way or tilt it that way,
Oh.
it's the same.
It's
It's the same friggin' thing.
like a spotlight.
So where you guys locate? Where you guys live? What state?
Pennsylvania.
Where are you?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay. I'm in Connecticut.
Yeah,
Right?
we ain't too far away.
You believe I live in Connecticut. You don't know it.
Yeah, I'm just-
okay.
I have no reason not to.
we are
well,
not drunk,
that's it.
sure.
Yeah.
No, I'm drunk. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I've
So-
barely
so-
been drinking.
So it makes
is
no
nicotine,
sense that in June, when I watch the sun appear on the horizon in the morning, I could feel the heat on my face, and that within a couple of minutes I'm hot and I could lay down on the beach and take a nap. But in December, when the sun is at its highest point for the day, a much more direct angle, I can't even feel the heat on my face here in Connecticut. It's cold, right? And that's a more direct angle. And did you know in the heliocentric model during our northern winter, we're 3.5 million miles closer to the sun? In the helio nonsensical bullshit model? Okay. So how does seasons work? Well, let's say you two were outside in the winter, there's snow on the ground, and you're 15 feet apart, and you're sitting out in the snow, and you're freezing. And I come over with a big a pole, and I got a heat lamp, and I'm holding it 10 feet over your head. You look up, and you're like, I feel that heat. It's nice. And it's high. You say, where's the sun? And you go, where's the heat lamp? And you point up. The other person sees the sun over there. It's lower. It's farther away. They can't feel the heat. And if I walk that heat lamp over, the person that it's coming towards, it's going to rise. And it's going to get over them and closer to them. And the person that's over there is going to see the sun go down. See that heat lamp go down and away. So now let me show you how that works. And then we'll get into why the lie.
Yeah.
And then your life will be ruined because you'll know that we don't live on a globe.
Yes. That's
I'm
one more thing.
Never heard about the extra stuff on the outside. You know, like extra.
I'm assuming there's different contingencies in the flat Earth, and that's just one of them.
Well, that's one. Some people think that there might be other puddles out there. Some people think that there's nothing else out there.
Some people think it goes on forever.
Some people think it's, I call it an extended plane. I don't say infinite. I don't say short. I say extended. How far? We don't know.
Yeah.
What's underneath the flat Earth? You don't know what's underneath the globe Earth. Nobody knows because the deepest hole ever dug is less than 8 miles.
Oh.
Okay? Less than 8 miles. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right.
That ain't shit.
So here's this inner yellow line. If you can see it, that's the Tropic of Cancer. You guys have heard of that. Mm-hmm. And the outer yellow line is the Tropic of Capricorn. And the sun migrates on the hour hand. It goes around once every 24 hours. Wherever the sun is, it's noon. Right now in Sydney, Australia, it's early morning. It's 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, or close to it. Ready? And it's at noon on Eastern Australia.
Here, I might have a full screen for you. Let me see
Australia.
if this button works. Oh, that's pretty close.
Is that better?
Let me get rid of us. I'm gonna.
Can you?
We're going to go to the corner.
Can you put us side by side? If you can put us just side by side, that works really well.
I'll kind of go back and forth.
All right.
When you got graphics.
All right. So we'll go there. So I'm going to move the sun to June. June. So in June, it's over the Tropic of Cancer. Well, guess what? In Miami, it's really hot. You know why? Look, the sun's going right over Miami. Right? It's closer. It's high in the sky. It's like that street light that's over your head, not the one that's far away. And it's winter in Australia because the sun is far away. But if I move the sun 6 months forward, right, the sun goes out.
Oh, this is your app.
This is my app. To the Tropic of Cancer. Look, when you're in Australia, I call my friend PK up on the East Coast and say, hey, look up. He goes, yeah, the sun's directly above me and it's friggin' hot. And I'm like, I'm freezing here. There's snow on the ground. Okay? And that's because the sun is far away. Right? And
literally,
when the sun's far away, the sunlight doesn't get to northern Alaska. It's really dark there. But when you move it in, the sun is so close to northern Alaska that it never sets.
So it's kind of doing a pinwheel thing, like in, out, around. Neat.
Say again?
Like it's doing like a swirl, like.
It's migrating in for 6 months, and it's migrating out for 6 months.
Huh.
And if you actually look at sunrise and sunsets, on the globe after December 21st, you can bring me back now. You can bring yourself back. When the globe after December 21st, the sun should immediately start coming back. The days should get longer equally. The sun should rise a little earlier and set a little later, but that's not what happens. The sun stays at the same rise time, and the later part changes. And that's because something's speeding up, right? Something's changing speed. And that if it was the Earth, we'd all know it because there'd be, oceans would be on top of continents. So that's how seasons work.
Now, I feel like this kind of works like the thing, like, okay, so at one point in the Bible, I think they said, like, there's some kind of, they're sieging some place, and they said they stopped the sun from rotating around the Earth. And everybody's like, the Earth rotates around the sun's center. And I'm like, well, what if you took that whole, like they have the solar system model, and instead of holding it by the sun, you just held it by the Earth and spun it that way. You could kind of, it's kind of perspective. So I feel like you can maybe add it's the same results from different perspectives, and I feel like we're kind of doing that here. That's kind of neat. Like,
I see what you're
nothing works
saying.
on the globe.
oh, but it doesn't work on the globe.
Nothing works on a globe. I always say there's 3 baskets. It works on a globe, nothing goes in there. Works on a flat Earth, lots of things go in there. And works on both, like circumnavigation east and west. Works on both. But circumnavigation south does not work on a flat Earth. But no one's ever done it. Weird, right? Pretty weird. Pretty coincidental, right?
How come nobody's flown over the ice wall?
Because 1, you're not allowed to, and 2, Captain Cook tried to circumnavigate Antarctica, and it took him 3.5 years. He didn't complete it. He went over 60,000 miles. 60,000 miles.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
It should be 13,000 around the bottom.
Yeah.
The equator is 24,000. He went 60,000. Kind of makes you think that the Earth is flat, but that's just me.
Now you tell me I'm not allowed to. That makes me want to do it even more.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Good
so
luck.
There's nobody that's tried, or
so let me show you. So hold on. I'm going to hit the question mark button, which is right there, and up comes the questions that you're going to ask, the frequently asked questions. And if you say, what about Antarctica?
Yeah.
If you click the Antarctica one, up come a whole bunch of videos that YouTube won't show you. And if you scroll down a little bit, sorry, Antarctica's closed right at the top there. Sorry, Antarctica's closed.
The moose should have told you out front.
This is one of our researchers who's a lawyer. He spent a lot of time and went through all of everything you'd have to go through to go to Antarctica. If you wanted to go to Antarctica, it would cost you like up to $200,000 in permits. It would take you a year or 2 to get through, and then they would say no.
And we don't need no stinking permits, though.
They keep your money. So,
permits.
Getting back
government.
to let me ask you a question. So if we look at the Earth, let me just show you the Earth. I'm surprised you haven't said what about photos of Earth like this. This
oh yeah, I'm thinking it, but I don't know when to say anything because I know it's going to be met with it's fake. But how do?
Well, I'm not just going to say it's fake. Guess who thinks? The only people that think that there's photos of Earth are people like you, Globers, right? NASA admits there are no photos of Earth.
Admits?
What? NASA admits it. Rob Simon, the NASA visual artist that made this one's called the Blue Marble.
Yeah.
He made it, and he explained how he made it in Photoshop. Okay, he literally made it in Photoshop. So he wasn't even good at Photoshop because he stepped and repeated the same clouds again and again. Same clouds, right? And he explained how he literally just got data and created it in Photoshop. He said he used Command Z a lot, which is delete. So once you understand that there are, and then here's two. This is the Blue Marble, and then a little while later they came out with this. Look at the United States. It's twice the friggin' size.
Yeah, it looks a little more wonky up there.
Yeah, and they can't even get it. They can't even get it right. And if you look. And people say, well, it's just angles and stuff. The diameter of the Earth is 7,917 miles, they tell us. We can actually measure across Baja and Mexico because we could drive it and measure it ourselves. And that's confirmably 934 miles plus or give or take a little bit. Okay? I should be able to fit 8.5 of these in between this. But 8.5 doesn't even fit on the page. Okay? This is out of scale. You know why? Because it's a painting, not a photograph.
Now, what about those shots of like the astronauts on the whatever space station, and you can see the planet behind them and like that? So they're not even out there. I mean,
no. Let's go. We'll just go through a few ISS.
Oh gosh,
ISS group. If NASA, if you catch NASA lying once, faking space once, you can unwind it to we never went to the moon. Okay.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
So. I mean, this is one where, oops, that's not the one I wanted.
I love that you brought a lot of followers on YouTube. We never have viewers on YouTube, and you shared the YouTube link, and we got a lot of people there, and also your detractors follow you too. That's really neat.
They show up. They'll be in the comments. They're all over the place.
But everybody's
nice to meet everybody.
Yeah, everybody's being relatively nice, and if you guys enjoy the show, hit like now while you're here, man. Give us a little reach. Hit that like button. Maybe subscribe if you want to. See what else we do.
All right, so let me show you this first. So these guys, this is Chris Hadfield. He's singing. He loves singing in space. And this the other guy's holding the microphone. They're in separate rooms. They're in front of a green screen. And he mistakes where Chris is, and he sticks the microphone directly into his neck. The microphone is inside his neck.
Oh, that's actually really good. That's
yeah. Right.
Oh my gosh! Let me make you full screen. Hold on.
Wait, we gotta see this one full screen. Hold on a second.
Because I'm looking at a little thing.
It's in his neck.
Oh, that's just rookie work there. Come on.
Yeah,
I do better
they're
here.
horrible. All right, so here's another one. This is a real ball. It's
Allegedly.
filled with helium. But look, that's not real. Watch again.
I just saw it appear.
No stuffed animal here. Watch. It just appears. So it's called augmented reality. She's virtual reality. She's playing with these things. And this is not even secret technology.
One like that.
They can do all sorts of stuff in real time.
Right.
Oh.
Okay?
Like that. That's me.
That's Dave. That's Dave. For our Halloween episodes.
Yeah, we brought Jason in. But yeah. Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. Here's another one where Don Pettit was saying how he made a coffee cup out of a piece of plastic. And look at the coffee in there. And watch. It's floating, but it's CGI. Right? This is probably done on a zero-G plane. And watch the coffee. Watch. Oops. It's out of sync.
Oh.
Okay?
I was going to say, you could attribute to lag and stuff like that and frames lost, but it separates from the glass. That's interesting. Yeah.
Right.
Because I do CGI. I made this whole background in CGI, and yeah, if you and all these liquor bottles, I have the liquor inside the bottle, but you can kind of shift it out, and it happens a lot when you screw up.
So these guys are flipping their mic around, flipping their hat around, and way in the distance, this guy goes floating by. So I zoomed in on him. Look, they forgot to get rid of his
the wires.
Shut up.
I just saw the fucking wires.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. It could be something else. That looked like a harness.
It's hilarious.
That did look like a harness.
Look how he's floating. Why would he float like that in zero-G? Now, these guys are flipping their head around in their script. This guy in the blue is supposed to hand his hat to the guy in the green. Okay? So he's flipping his hat around, and he accidentally moves his right hand towards the guy. Now, they're looking at a screen, or they have contact lenses in that are showing them what's going on. They're looking at virtual reality. And when he goes to watch, he moves his right hand, and he thinks he's passing him the hat, and he takes the hat and he puts it away. He missed it.
Oh my gosh!
I'm repeating it there.
Oh yeah. Wow!
And then he freaks out.
This is my favorite stuff so far.
He's going like this. He's like freaking out. He doesn't know what to do.
He's still holding the head. Oh my gosh, that's good.
Okay, so we got to know the why. Why would they be lying about this? Why would they be lying about this? Because this stuff is hilarious to see. Yeah. Like, oh my gosh, this is like people going around on strings and shit.
This has been the best part so far. I mean,
why
there's been a lot of good parts. This is good.
Why are they lying about this?
I want to say maybe that's just something floating from his back, but that is definitely a harness.
Make it big again, Dave. Do the thing.
You make it big.
There's so many things.
Can you play the hat one again, too, please?
The hat one?
Yeah, because
Keith said,
he
I know how hard it is to go out of sync.
Full screen. I'm sorry.
It'll come back.
Okay.
You know, it's the same one. So.
Yeah, we can chat while it goes.
So do you guys watch the movie The Matrix?
I haven't watched the last one or the third one.
No, the original. Forget it.
The original. Yeah. So
the original, it's literally an analogy of what's really going on here in the world. Neo is plugged into the Matrix. He's depressed. Something's wrong. His soul, which is the currency of this world, knows the truth, but his mind is programmed. I'm gonna have to turn this off if you're not gonna.
I'm sorry.
I'm listening.
You gotta give me a second because what the hell is that? What is he doing? Why would he do that? That's great. That's really good right there.
Guy,
Oh, somebody said it was space. Come on, guys, it's space, OSHA. Harnesses are required. If you're floating above 2 feet.
And also, the whole idea of the space station
is
just absolutely insanity. I mean, the whole idea, the bathroom on the space station, it makes
sucks
no
the poop
sense.
out, yeah.
It sucks the poop out into a bag, though. How does it suck it into a bag if the suction's underneath the bag?
Oh.
And then they push the poop down, and this girl's going in there, and she's touching everything. I mean, the space station would be the most disgusting place.
That's how you get SARS.
And meanwhile, I mean, they both pee. This is what they pee into. Good luck with that. Okay?
Yeah, no, thank you.
You want to give that a shot?
Nope, don't want to try that.
And there's only like a little curtain. So, and then in space, think about this.
Everybody's here.
If you ate tacos and pizza, maybe you have an upset stomach once in a while. Well, they're doing it in space where the bile in their stomach doesn't know which way is up or down. So the bile's not sitting on the bottom of their stomach. It's everywhere. They would have diarrhea every single day. I'm sorry. Look, she's touching this. This is disgusting. Okay?
This is where the poop goes.
I think I've seen this.
Absolute insanity.
I was grossed out watching one of the videos
and you didn't,
before.
And you didn't think about it. You didn't think about it.
Isn't it all floating around?
No, it's they suck the pee and poop right out of you. You don't have to worry about it floating around.
I don't like
so
that.
Wait, so you have a plastic liner. How is it sucking the poop down into the plastic?
I don't know their explanation, but the only thing I can imagine is like maybe some kind of closed cylinder that opens itself and creates a suction.
Okay, so we were talking about the why.
Good story, bro.
So you got. I love the shades, dude. Seriously, that's awesome.
I gotta need to make that a graphic.
Yeah, you got to tell us. Okay, so like, we had a couple people saying like money, like, what is the reason that they're saying then that the Earth is round?
Yeah. So it's not the shape that matters; it's the lie that matters.
Yeah.
So
that's what I go
hiding.
to.
Yeah. They're hiding the truth of this world. They're hiding the truth that we're at the center of creation. They're hiding free energy. They're hiding your true. They're hiding the creator. They're hiding everything. They're making you feel insignificant. They're making you bow down to authority. The only power that people have over you is in your imagination. Now, if you believe, if we didn't have government, Kim Jong-un would blow us up with nuclear bombs. Fake. He's an actor. He's an actor.
We were almost coming back together, and then we kind of divided again.
Well, Kim Jong-un is I think he's just a mental patient from an institution that they take out and get him to clap in front of his green screen, and then they show. If you look behind him, when we see the images of Kim Jong-un with all the troops and the rockets, those rockets are balloons, and the troops are stepped and repeated. They're the same guys again and again and again. Okay, none of it is real. The separation of countries is fake. It's the divide. They divide us by countries.
Yeah, divide and conquer.
Political parties. They divide us by sexes. They're dividing the sexes. They're dividing us. They're just divide.
And now vaxxed and unvaxxed.
Vaxxed and unvaxxed, staying in our homes, right? They're literally separating us because they know if we come together that they're finished. They're toast.
Yeah.
Okay? So they're hiding our divinity. They're hiding our true power. They're hiding the fact that our thoughts create our reality. Okay? They don't want us to know that we can manifest anything that we want.
Do you believe that? You believe that literally?
I do. I do. And
like reality shifting and
this reality is far crazier than even I think.
Right? Oh, this is clown world. Yeah.
It's total clown world. But whatever you think. They cast spells with
with words.
The line is truth in the movies, lies in the news. The news is nonsense, and then they're getting you to think about things. Why did everybody when I was a kid? Why were we all required to read George Orwell's 1984? Because that was a spell cast on so they can do what they're doing now. Arthur C. Clarke made up satellites, and all of a sudden we had satellites. Right? They're constantly putting these little seeds out there. And how do they cast a spell on you?
So 1984 was programming, not warning?
Absolutely.
Oh.
And both. Oh, here's the other thing. They have to tell us what they're doing.
Oh, I've heard that one. That's an Illuminati thing?
Tell us what they're doing. So how do you cast a spell? What does a wizard or a witch use? What do they hold in their hand?
Yeah, magic wand.
A magic wand. What are magic wands made out of?
I don't even know.
Wood.
Yeah, okay.
You know what kind of wood?
No, I didn't know that was specific.
From the holly tree.
Oh, Hollywood. Oh.
Oh.
No, I really like this stuff. Yeah. And like we laugh and stuff. I'm not laughing at your beliefs. I mean, you believe what you believe.
I get it. Listen,
yeah.
it's Friday night. It's Friday night. I don't really do shows on Friday night. I should have a cocktail too, but
I've been hitting it hard. That's the only time I start to talk.
That's all right. That's all right. So they're hiding all of this. They're hiding the fact that we're at the center of creation. If you knew that you are safe and none of this stuff, global warming, overpopulation is the biggest joke in the world. Okay.
Yeah,
it's
I believe that.
The biggest joke in the world.
Yep.
Every family in the United States can have a half an acre in Texas. Every single family, and the rest of the country would be empty. Okay. It's nonsense.
Yep. Yeah.
So they want us living in fear, in scarcity, and they're psychopaths. They're soulless, and their goal is to steal your soul because they don't have souls, in my opinion. Right. So they're trying to steal your soul, and they can't just take it from you. You have to willingly give it to them. So they tell us what they're doing. And, this whole thing that's going on in the world right now, it's crazy. Can't talk about it on YouTube because that'll be the end of your channel.
Yeah, it's not that big anyways. We've tried those limits, yeah.
So that's basically it. They're trying to hide who you are, where you are, what you are, the power that you actually have. They want to control us. They want us to be serfs and them to be the elite, and that's what they're doing.
And I think we kind of touched on it, but who are they?
Yeah, so that is,
And where did that start?
Well, it started. Well, the question is, how long ago did it start? Maybe I think all of this is less than 100 years old.
Wow. My grandpa was my grandpa's 100 now. He died a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did an interview with a woman named Ruth, 102 years old.
Okay.
102 years old back in February of 2020, and she had her wits about her, and I was talking to her about the World's Fairs, and she had such a great memory. I said, "What did they teach you in elementary school about the Earth?" And she said, "They taught me the Earth was flat." I had never mentioned flat Earth to her.
No shit.
What?
After I taught, this was in public school in Connecticut, not a religious school or anything, and we did some research and we found newspaper articles about teachers being persecuted for teaching heliocentrism, right? The globe. And we found a woman that said she lived, an old woman. She was in Croatia, and in the 1930s they taught flat Earth there. And it gets worse. I found out in the 1950s and 60s, early 60s, they were teaching flat Earth and globe Earth here in America in public schools as possibilities because they didn't know. And then all of a sudden, the Rockefeller-funded textbooks came in, and flat Earth went away like it was never existed.
Dude, I can see that because like that movie, Idiocracy. No, not Idiocracy. It was the Lego movie.
The Lego movie.
It was the Lego movie where it's like that.
Lord Business.
Lord Business is like they made the textbooks, they make the voting machines, they make all this stuff. What the hell do I know about the 60s? I wasn't here. Yeah. My dad was here. He doesn't talk about them. Mm-hmm. Maybe it just didn't come up.
So after I talked to Ruth and she was like so happy she found out, and I said the video went viral. It went on like hundreds of channels, and everyone, all the interviews I was doing, I said, everyone go out and go to old age homes. We don't have much time. Because people have to be over 100 to go back this far. I said, interview people. So people were getting ready to do that. Bam! COVID hit. Every nursing home was closed. Nobody has access.
Oh, yeah.
And we could have asked Betty White, but she died at 99.
Yeah, she was there.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But she's also Hollywood. What do you think about Betty White?
Yeah,
Hollywood.
Betty White. Yeah.
I
hate to think.
Oh my gosh.
I hate to think. Rosen Island.
Like, I keep going to the ice wall. What keeps us from flying over? You're not allowed. You're not allowed. So okay, I'm not allowed. I'm not going to go.
So
but we are a tenacious, species. Tell us we're not allowed. What keeps somebody from just hopping on a plane and just doing it anyways?
Well, here's a couple guys that tried to do it on a fishing boat, and they decided just to blow by. I'll just speed this up a little bit, and all of a sudden they're hundreds of miles from Antarctica. And all of a sudden, this warship shows up on the scene. He's radioing them and says, "You're in restricted waters. Turn around immediately." They sent a drone after them, right? Mm-hmm. And this thing literally came out of nowhere. And so how do they? If Antarctica is 60,000
Yeah,
miles around,
how do they
guard all of that?
Yes.
How do they guard?
How would they guard all that? That would be huge.
Dave was wondering.
That's crazy. So in the app, if I hit the little color wheel,
how do they guard all that? There's a video.
Up comes some
both.
very no. I'm just going to pull
Okay.
up a picture for you, a little map, and I scroll down, and you guys, do you remember the Falkland War? The Falkland War.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. So, when I have this plugged into the why does it
Oh,
do
that's
that?
on your phone. That's cool. You got to teach me how to do that.
I will.
Thank you.
All right,
that
so
you can just pull it up
I
there
can't
like that, yeah.
see all of these flags are military bases that are all spread around, all controlled by the Crown and the United Nations.
That doesn't
And
seem like
basically-
enough, though.
Well, it is, because all around Antarctica, all around, there's these buoys. There's these, because there's no radar, there's no GPS out there because satellites. There's no place. The satellites don't exist, and there's no land towers out there. So there's these buoys all over. There's thousands of them in the water that are create a mesh network. Anybody that goes into it, bam, they deploy a jet fighter, a warship. They're all out here. This is where they hang out. No one's allowed to go there.
That's a lot of space, though.
There we go. There it is.
So
So these are all of the islands. Hard to see it that small, but this is how they block. This is how they do it. And even if they let you go there, even if they let you go, you can get there. What are you going to do? GPS doesn't work.
I forgot
There's
Jason's
no
still on.
food. There's no food. There's no GPS. There's no compasses. Don't work. Why doesn't the compass work in the south? It should point to the South Pole, but it doesn't, and it's too far from the north. They don't work.
I mean, that would make sense on a globe, too. I mean, it'd point straight up through the Earth, and it wouldn't work right.
No, it wouldn't. I know you get a magnet where it has a north and a south pole. The compass will point to both of them. Okay, whatever
Oh,
one
the
is
South
pointing
Pole's
towards.
magnet. Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, on a ball it is. On a ball it is. So, what was I going to show you? I was going to show you one more thing. I don't remember what it was.
That's all right.
This
Yeah.
is fun. I just want to say
Yeah.
this is really fun. It's fun to think a little bit about it, like, because I've heard I've really never talked to anyone who.
I listen to a lot of
flat Earth,
podcasts, so I've heard some stuff, but
to hear all of these
listen,
explanations, but it's kind of
there's
neat
some-
to think about.
none
it,
of them are your podcasts. I'm sorry.
There's so many
I haven't gotten
podcasts
that far.
Yeah, there's so many podcasts out there that do bring it up and they just mock it.
Yeah.
And they say the stuff and you're like,
Oh,
I
it
totally
was
agree with that,
savage.
because
Yeah.
you've been programmed the same way. Like just today, Owen Schroyer or whatever on InfoWars, he was talking to a guy about the secret space program, and he's like, "Oh, flat earthers think that the secret space program exists, but they think the Earth is flat." No flat earther believes in the secret space program. However, us that believe that we live on an extended plane do believe that there's a secret propulsion program.
Yeah, what's
Okay.
Elon doing?
Nothing. Elon, you're going to get an email from me that has links, and one of them
Okay.
called Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a fraud.
I like
and
that guy
nothing.
though. He
Yeah, you
he's
do.
a meme
He's
lord.
an actor. He's a puppet. He does
Oh,
nothing
damn it.
original. He did not do PayPal. He did not create Tesla. He did
Oh.
not do the tunneling company. He does not. I'll give him credit for the solar company because they went bankrupt.
Okay.
Right? And he's not putting anybody into space. I mean, if
Damn
you
it!
look
I was
at Elon,
tweeting, hoping I'd go to Mars with him.
Yeah, no one's going to Mars.
You're not going to Mars, Dave.
No one is going to Mars.
No, you don't follow our Twitter.
I don't follow
yeah,
our own Twitter. I don't.
I tweet.
I
I'm
really
like,
can't
maybe
with
he'll
all
like
the
notice my
social media.
genius and he'll want to work with me
You know,
and send me to Mars.
They had Michael Strahan went up in the spaceship not too long ago.
Oh,
And look what he
really?
said. It's unreal. What does that
Oh.
mean?
Well, even the guys who went to the moon said we're not allowed to talk about what we saw. We saw
Yeah,
some stuff.
he said it's
unreal.
unreal. What
It's
does
not.
that mean?
It's not real.
Right. And here, check this out. William Shatner, 90-something years old. He's falling out of the sky.
He's used to
Okay?
it.
And he slams into the ground. Watch this slam. Right? Now,
Oh,
look at
shit.
that. Look at that. And now, let me ask you a question. Any event, like I used to run a kids' carnival at the school, and we have to have an ambulance there. Town
Yeah.
requires us to have an ambulance there. So, don't you think that there'd be EMS, it's a PMS, EMS workers, there,
Could be.
Nothing. Just a couple of SpaceX people showed up, a couple like fake reporters, and nothing. Nothing.
Tell me William Shatner wasn't even there.
William Shatner, no, he didn't fall out of space. It was literally just an edited nonsense. Nonsense. It's just all nonsense.
Can I ask you a quick question? Because yes. I do enjoy hearing about people's experiences, in life, and so being I mean, what are we called? What are we called?
Globetrotters.
Globers. Okay, Globers. So being a person who believes in flat Earth, like when you go to like family functions and stuff, how does Thanksgiving go? Like, does your family also believe, or does it come up? Is everyone like, don't bring it up? Like, how does that go for you?
So it definitely screws up your family dynamic.
Okay.
But eventually I know that they will discover that the Earth is flat and they can apologize to me. We haven't had Thanksgiving in 2 years. I haven't spoken to my sister or brother in over a year because of some other nonsense.
Yeah.
Which they thought they were doing something really cool, and if I talk to them, I'll end up in a fight. So yes. Yeah. So yeah, it's a problem. You lose some friends, but you gain a new family, right? One other thing, let me just show you.
That's a huge thing is that you like us in our liberty movement and stuff like that. And I feel like you are like, anarchy. You might be more anarchist than me. And I feel pretty anarchist.
Oh, I'm pretty anarchist.
Because you deny everything. You're like, you don't fucking tell me what to
do. So let me bring up the app. I'm going to hit the little handshake button. And up comes the friend finder. And what this does is this shows you where other flat earthers are.
Oh, wow.
And so all of these dots are other flat earthers near me. Okay, it's just got to reload for a second. And I could tap on any one of those dots and send them a message.
Oh, that's neat.
If I tap on a dot right there, up comes. I could send them a message. I can check their profile, which is just a new feature I added.
You got a flat Earth Tinder.
Absolutely. And if you go into the profiles, you'll see that you can put your relationship status.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Wow.
People are using it. And then the other thing is, flat earthers like hanging out with other flat earthers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we let me bring that back. So I have it set for 50 kilometers. So that smaller circle is 50 kilometers. And in that circle, there's 273 people. I can send them a group message. Hey, Saturday, 4 p.m.
Wow.
Joe's Bar and Grill, 123 Main Street. And then everybody descends on that place.
Yeah.
And everybody meets everybody. And then people get married and have babies. It happens all the time.
Flat Earther babies. That's cool. Because, we do that in our groups. It's like relationships have been made and we're like, oh, the libertarian babies,
Right. And there's flat earthers down near you. So if I go down, am I in Pennsylvania? Is that Pennsylvania?
Yeah, go ahead and look at the lake.
There's definitely flat earthers there.
Oh yeah,
I haven't checked. There you are. They're everywhere. And the orange ones are people that have just joined within the last 60 days. So you know who's new. When you look at it, go, oh, there's a new orange dot near me, and you could reach out.
Yeah.
But here's the thing for those of you that are flat earthers. Now, everyone that came here already has the app that's a flat earther. But
dude, you've blown up our YouTube. You're right.
Flat earthers only want to work for other flat earthers. They only want their boss to be a flat earther. And flat earth bosses only want to hire flat earthers. This is a fact, right? This is a fact because honestly,
it's almost like a religion, man.
If you had a kid that went to Harvard and got straight A's and sports, did everything, it was just a valedictorian.
Yeah.
And then you had another kid that said, I'm going to go work in a kite surfing shop and kite surf for 4 years, and I'm going to listen to Crow 777 radio every day, and I'm going to learn about the Earth. I'm hiring that guy. Okay, right? I'm hiring that guy because they have real world knowledge. They have real common sense. Because when you believe you're spinning, so the last thing I'm going to say, and we can wrap it up, is
that's fine.
When you believe that you're spinning out of control in an infinite space vacuum in a godless or distant God universe, you've given away your power. You've given away your knowledge. You've given away you're ignoring God's creation. and you're believing a satanic creation. So your source information is blocked versus somebody that knows that they're on a stationary plane, that we are safe, that we are the center of everything. We're at the center of creation. Then you literally get your power back, and you can do anything. Really can do anything.
Man, you're hitting me with that because we are. I am a fundamental like Baptist Christian and I believe that we are the center of creation. We are the point, and then all this was made for us.
What does page 1 of the Bible say? God separated the waters from the waters and created the firmament, right?
Yeah.
That's the dome above us. And I believe that space is water, and there's a lot of evidence that it is. And NASA is constantly using nautical terms, everything, docking, ships, sea of tranquility. It's all nautical stuff, right?
Yeah.
No one's ever been to space. Nobody. So here's my suggestion for you guys. The app costs $3. It's a one-time charge. If there's a subscription, but you don't have to do it, it's only if you want to message other people. You can still receive messages, okay? You can still receive messages, but it's $11 for the year. You bought me a margarita, all right? But it's
we're capitalists.
Every day there's a new video, a daily video that pops up on the app, and I just say watch one video a day, just one video a day. And what will happen is you won't want to wait for the next video, and you'll hit the archive button. Then 2 days later, you call me and say, "You motherfucker! I haven't slept in 2 days. My girlfriend, my wife, my significant other wants to leave me."
That's going to ruin the show.
Yeah. Okay. And then I say, "Welcome to Flat Earth," and now you have a whole new family. And then you guys aren't too far from South Carolina. We have Flattoberfest next October.
Gosh, that's awesome.
There'll be probably 1,000 people next year.
I bet you that's epic. I bet you that it's epic.
It's so epic. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And every single person, you have so much in common with them. You have every single person is your best friend. There's no assholes at Flattoberfest.
This has been so much fun.
I don't want to see you leave. I want to get to know you more.
Yeah. You don't have to go unless you have to go. But you don't have to go.
I do have to go.
Yeah,
we've been
you
on
do.
for 2.5 hours.
Are you shitting me?
Almost.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! I'm sorry.
Well, 2.5 hours solid.
Yeah, we do that.
This has really been so much fun, and Dave and I, we do want to just let you know, and the folks who are here, that we love getting to know people,
and we're trying to get out of our own echo chamber and get to know interesting people. And you are an interesting person.
This is extremely interesting.
Your soul is going, yes, finally, and it's trying to make you listen. Your mind tied up. I assume you guys don't watch too much TV, but the television is mind controlled.
Oh, it's so gross. Yeah.
Lie, vision, lie in the vision. Okay. It's television programming.
Yeah.
Programming.
Spelling is important. Yep.
Right. So now that you see this, and now it's up to you. I've literally shown you there's a whole bunch of doors that you never saw before. Now it's up to you whether you want to go through them and start researching. Now, the app is the best way. If it wasn't my app, I'd still be talking about it, but it is simply the best way because you hit the frequently asked questions, up come all the videos. You'll find none of them.
It looks like a really nice app, honestly.
Just go read the reviews. The reviews will turn you into a Flat Earther. It's called the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. Right? You can scan this if it's not too small, or you guys will have the link. And if you have any questions, if you want to find the app, you can't remember the name because it's a really long, convoluted name, just remember flatearthdave.com. flatearthdave.com. The app is there. If you're having trouble with your phone and the app, because the app is pretty intensive, a couple phones have issues, hit support and we'll figure it out for you real quick. Okay? And if you have a show and you want to have this discussion on your show, flatearthdave.com. There's a link right there. Book Flat Earth Dave right at the top.
This has been
my YouTube channel.
Yes. Yes. All the places that you are.
This is short. These are, and by the way, that's linked at flatearthdave.com right at the top. But all my videos are under 5 minutes. Most of them are under 5 minutes. 2 minutes, 1 minute. So short little bites. Just start watching those videos and you'll be like, damn. And there's so much. And in the app there, if you hit the web button, there's all sorts of stuff. There's endless information in the app.
I really want to reiterate that in the very beginning, you told us that you came into this as a conspiracy theorist and was not interested in learning about flat Earth.
I was
then
not a conspiracy theorist. I was a truth seeker.
truth seeker.
Now
okay.
you said you were in that podcast, like something about the rabbit hole. Now
Inside the rabbit hole.
I listen to some podcasts. I listen to this one called Euphemet, and I swear that's the podcast
EITRH.
that the guy was talking
Inside
about.
the rabbit hole.
Oh, maybe.
Did you work with somebody else on that rabbit hole one?
Yeah, it was Tim and Mike. Tim and Mike.
Might have been that
Tim
guy.
and I were the truth seekers, and Mike was the comedian that tried to turn everything into a fart joke.
That's me.
You got to have somebody doing that.
So that
gotta keep it fun,
podcast
though.
that podcast is still up on SoundCloud and iTunes. Feel free to go listen to it. But it's crazy. It's crazy. That was years ago. But I highly recommend.
I wonder if that guy
the
that
Flat
I
Earth
listened
podcast. We haven't done a lot of episodes, but they hold up. Start at the beginning, and you can't get through 5 episodes. And in the app, if you click the Flat Earth movies or full-length videos, I challenge anyone to get through 2 of those videos and not become a full-on Flat Earth.
This has been so much fun, honestly, because like I said, we love to meet people, we love to get to know folks,
and we're trying to get it out of our circle.
Yeah, and to hear this and more than I've ever heard, which is not a lot anyway, but like you went beyond the basic, like questions that people might have. So it's exciting to think about, though. Like, what could possibly be outside of that?
What else are they lying to us about? Because I remember what Trump wanted. I'm like,
everything.
I'm like, Trump wanted. I'm like, is voting real?
Yeah.
Like, I never thought voting was real.
We usually question the government anyway.
we
but
question everything.
Yeah, and like now I'm just like, what if I am?
I never
wrong?
questioned
What the hell?
gravity though. That's a new one.
Oh, gravity is just a lie, and it's buoyancy and density, and then it's the electric. Everything is electric magnetic in this Earth, and the Earth has a negative charge. The sky is positively charged, and everything is attracted down to the non-moving negative plane. Right? It's way simpler than they tell us, and they got us believing in this spinning, nonsensical, satanic ball. And once you understand all of the 666s in the satanic model, right? It's mind blowing.
I feel like I have so many more questions.
Okay. What it was? There was something with the 6.
We're tilted at 66.6 degrees.
And I was like, that's
orbiting at 66,600 miles an hour. The distance to the moon.
They're not even trying to hide it.
No,
because they can't. Because they have to tell us. They have to tell us.
Right.
I'm grateful that you came on here. We had a really.
I feel like it was pretty even. Like we laughed at you as much as you laughed at us, which is, only fair.
We laughed together.
Yeah, we laughed together. That's what happens.
Because what is hilarious is, because
it's just like Christians and Jews or Muslims or everybody,
like
what you believe.
Yeah.
And that's stupid.
Yeah.
No, you're stupid. Yeah. It's.
But we don't think
it's better to
stupid.
know. But it's better to know what everybody believes.
If
have an understanding.
People really believe this, hey, you know what? I'm open to listening.
It's not about believing. It's about knowing. You believe we live on a spinning ball, but you can't come up with a single reason. I offer 3 Bitcoins for one proof of the globe, and nobody can come up with one. No one can even try. It's because you go, well, what about satellites? And then we find out that satellites are friggin' balloons. Okay.
We have so much to talk about.
Right. Satellites are balloons. Okay.
App installed, Carl.
You got one
app. Says app installed.
Where's my? That's what's going on here. Boom.
Yeah.
Satellites are on balloons. NASA launches tens of thousands of these things, and they stay up in the air for years.
What did I see? What did we see when Elon had all of his? Because we saw him go over those 16 satellites or whatever.
You saw 16 lights go across the sky. What are they? That's a whole nother show. Right? But they're not. They're not pieces of machinery falling around the Earth.
Because that was weird.
Balloons. They may be drones. They may be airplanes.
Because we actually saw that.
Yeah, we did in real time.
But here's the thing: you can't see a satellite. Okay, just like you can't see a penny at a mile away. A satellite makes no sense. So think about this. Let's look at the international satellite.
I'm sorry we keep you on here.
Here's the last thing: 747 at cruising altitude looks like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you look up, you can go, that's a
and that's not far away.
Say, and I hold on. I'd say, can you see the engines? And you're like, no, I can't make out the engines. Okay. Well, the engine's probably be bigger than most satellites. Okay. The engine on the 747 is gigantic. You ever see one? It's huge. Okay. You can't see it, but the satellites are 100, 200, 250 times farther, and you can see the friggin' satellite. Scientifically provable, way, way, way too small to see. Okay? Absolute insanity. We are seeing things in the sky, but they're not what they're telling us.
See, just because I believe the government is lying about everything all the time, I feel like, oh my gosh, what if the government is lying? Like, my brain is going to that place.
They're lying about everything. Our history is a lie, right? There was the buildings that they... Watch John Levy. John Levy. Go watch.
I wrote it down.
Right now.
I'll tell you.
Yep, I wrote it down.
It's 20 friggin' minutes. Watch today's video, and then go watch every single other video he's ever done.
I can't do that.
He talks. Oh, you will. You'll be stuck. You're gonna be stuck. All right. And then in the app, go to the web button and hit the Lost History of Flat Earth when you're ready. The first video is 5 hours.
Oh my gosh.
5 hours.
I could do that at work, but yeah.
5 hours. No, you can't, because you will lose track of everything going on around you. You will get sucked in, and it will pull your brain right out.
I have a friend at work. He's like, I was looking at
you're
this
a
stuff.
crane operator.
I do a lot of stuff.
So you operate big cranes?
Just overhead cranes, not like truck cranes, but like building
in the shop,
cranes. Yeah.
Like building cranes. Like,
yeah.
Oh no, in the shop, inside the shop, not like outside. Like
no, that's Carl. Yeah,
that's Carl does that.
Yeah, ask them. If they ever move a crane, can you move it at over a curve? Forget it. We have a crane operator who's a flat earther. He makes the greatest video. He's called Level Earth Observer. Again, his videos are featured in the app all of the time.
Oh, somebody commented that. Yeah,
check it.
They're quick.
Everybody watch not everybody. Everyone already is. You guys need to watch the daily video every day morning when you get up and you have your breakfast. Just watch the daily video. I do short ones during the week, really short, and maybe longer ones on the weekend. Just start watching, and there's no way you can survive 2 weeks without hating me at first. And then you love me, okay? Because I will ruin your family life. I will, Are you guys a couple? I'm not sure. Are you just two podcasters?
Oh, we're married.
Yeah, we're married.
You're married. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So great. So this is great. You're both waking up at the same time.
No, we're not.
The other day,
he gets up way too early.
just the other day, I had a woman. She was like, my husband, he doesn't get it. She's been a flat earther for years. He won't listen. Nothing. And so he agreed to come on and do a show. And I did a show just with those two and talking to him. And he starting to get it. I saved their marriage because a flat earther cannot live with a glober for that long.
Oh my gosh.
The flat earther has the advantage because if the glober has a brain, they'll wake up and they'll become a flat earther. But a flat earther will never become a glober.
Oh my gosh.
Now, do you think this information is going to come out? Is this going to become common knowledge? Is there going to be a revolution?
So I think that flat earth, a lot of people have different opinions. Like one of my co-hosts, he's like, no way, it's never going to come out. It's going to come out, and it's going to happen like overnight. It's going to happen. It's going to go viral. Like if stupid Justin Bieber would just tweet my one flat Earth video, it would be over because he has like 100 million followers. Something like that is going to happen, right? And when it does, the elite are going to pull their last trick, whatever that is, the fake alien invasion, whatever it is. They're going to do something. They're going to
feel like they're getting us ready for the aliens. They've been peppering some shit in.
I see a big shift coming. I see a big shift coming very soon for the positive. And here's the thing. There's enough of us out there. There's enough blue dots and orange dots on there that if everyone just keeps talking and helping people wake up, and the app helps people wake up. I'm not here just to shill the app, but the app is literally the best way to wake somebody up because everybody has a friggin' smartphone in their pocket now, right? So once you wake up to this, you don't go back to sleep. I used to wake people up to the New York event, the Connecticut event, the Boston event. They go right back to sleep, right? You wake them up to this, it affects them every single day because when I got up out of bed, the earth isn't spinning under my feet. It's solid. I'm planted. I'm at the center of creation, right? Yeah. I'm a powerful being here on the level plane rather than a weak, scared, spinning out of control, lost in space nothingness.
That speaks. Right. That's good shit there.
Thank you. Everybody wants you to come back. Please come back and visit us again.
Yeah, maybe we just
hit me up.
Hang out.
Send me an email. I'll send you another booking link, but it's gonna be.
That's fine. Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, whenever.
All All right.
Thank you, David. Thank you so much
All right,
for
guys.
coming on. Have a great night.
Thanks so much. See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And thank you, everybody who came over.
YouTube, you're huge.
Thank you so
At
much
least
for
hit
coming.
the like. You don't have to subscribe, but hit the little thumbs up thing. Give us a little traction.
Yeah, I mean, he can come back.
I'm almost afraid to have people actually show up. It freaks me out when people show up.
In a couple years, a year. Tell us what's going on. Maybe
comment section. Thank you for being relatively nice to each other. You guys were cool. This
he
is
can come back whenever he wants to. I want to hear more about it.
It's seriously like Muslims and Jews getting together and not killing each other. You guys did okay. That's cool.
Yeah, y'all did a good job.
I'm proud of our people. You guys who make our show. I'm proud of David's people who came in, came in deep, man.
Everybody seemed relative.
There
was
Jews
no
all
name
night, Alan.
calling and stuff. So oh, thanks, Renee.
And that's what we come on and talk to interesting people. We want to have fun.
Oh, there's no H in it. Okay, I wrote H.
In what?
John Levy.
No, it's Jon.
Jon.
I caught that.
I'm sorry.
Warner,
I was writing it down.
Who couldn't handle very long of this.
Yes, he absolutely probably is used to.
Yeah, that's what we assumed. It's like I was a little lenient with our
I'm
crowd.
Irish, though. What are you talking
but I
about?
didn't even have to think about banning anybody. You guys are
you guys
amazing.
are good.
All of you guys are amazing.
This was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad you were here and that everyone could talk about.
Sorry, Slather. There was so many questions we had. We couldn't even get into.
Yeah, I don't think we even asked one question from
not one viewer question.
Any viewers. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yep.
The chat's going too quick.
It is going. Craig's going to ban everyone.
There's only a couple people who can actually ban people. I think Aaron can ban people, but Twitch is cool. YouTube.
Yeah.
That's great.
It is. Thanks, guys.
No, we're not flat earthers. No. And I probably won't even research it. I don't even know what to do with that information. Even if I believed it, what am I going to do with it?
It sounds actually okay. So there's that part of me that's like, the government's always lying about everything.
Always
so
lying.
I'm just like, oh my gosh, what if they are lying about this?
So
but
we
then
had
it's
a
kind
foot
of fun
in.
to think about. It's interesting to give it a thought. Look, I'm blotchy.
But the Jews,
my neck.
Captain. The Jews. It's like the Jews and the Muslims. They don't get along.
But this was a lot of fun. I'm really glad you guys were here.
And we have the hard non-flat earthers, and that's fine.
Because so close to the.
Because there's a lot of people who are wrong about a lot of things, and you know that, and we don't need to fight about it. If you believe that Earth's flat, we're not going to hurt each other.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hurt you. I don't know. Maybe you think that globers are going to hurt the flat earthers.
I hope not. I mean, not us anyway. We're not trying.
But really, it's just
everyone's allowed
whatever.
Their own...
That has nothing to do with my day-to-day life. But you guys think that has something to do with your day-to-day life. Oh, shit.
Yep.
Aaron didn't get his button.
Didn't get his button.
You done messed up.
Neither did Gary.
Gary didn't get his button either. Lyle.
What are you doing?
Lyle came in late.
Lyle
didn't get his button. Yep. Globers. Yes.
I know a lot of you guys came in here looking for a battle. We don't battle.
I think it was fun. I think everybody was really nice to each other. So yep.
I mean, I'm
I'll be frank.
Now, where's he at? Seth had me in the first half where he's like, science changes. Sometimes we find out we're wrong about things. And then he's like, we're not going to find out we're wrong about this.
Oh, can I have a beer, please? Because this is the least I've drank on the show.
Man, I was drinking
Honest to
heavy.
Goodness, I have had 2
but I think
beers
that's the
and
only
a
thing that
couple
kept me
sips
talking.
of whiskey.
Otherwise, I would have let David keep teaching. And I that's not our show. We're not. We want to have a conversation.
We usually just have drinks and hang out with folks and talk about whatever's going on in the world, which is always
Unvaxxed, globed, and proud.
Crazy, yes. Oh my gosh, Susie, hi! I love the space station videos.
Those were the best. Those were really.
Yeah.
Those make me wonder what the hell is going on there.
Yeah, right.
Why?
Seriously.
Because that microphone went right in dude's neck, and dude was obviously taking something and putting something somewhere.
Yeah, he was.
That was.
It was a big nothing.
That was pretty good. We're gonna have furry talk Friday.
Oh gosh! Oh, wait a second. What?
Is Tom being rude?
Wait, what now? I have to click.
Be
down
cool,
on messages.
Tom.
Yeah. And you know what? He was, I think,
Don't
voicing.
Be shitheads. Be nice people. The majority.
I think
of you
Tom was. he was really voicing his opinion.
Oh, yeah.
I could not keep up with the chat, though. I'm
Yeah,
sorry
it's going
that I missed
quick.
a lot of people's comments.
You're not supposed to. You're supposed to have a conversation.
Yeah,
but I feel
was
like
focusing
I
on.
was, yeah, that was fun.
I was focusing on our guests, and so I really hope that everybody was cool. I'm sure it was.
There's a lot of that. Now I was thinking that, and it's like I understand, but the drink leaving the glass, like that got me too, because that's 3D rendering. Like I had
Yes.
that problem with
Yeah.
these bottles that I made in the background here.
Filthy Frank, please. We got to play our Filthy Frank for Alan.
It didn't work.
And it didn't work,
Oh,
Alan.
there it is. There it is. When it comes
Alan.
down to it,
Alan,
I got a couple filthy.
it
Franks.
didn't
What
work
else
the
do I-
first time.
I don't know what that button's supposed to do. I don't think that's linked up to anything anymore.
Woo!
Oh, that was fun.
Smith. It was fun. It was
And
fun.
I
He
think
came
like most
all,
of our
he
interviews,
came-
it's kind of it takes a while to get
Yeah.
going, and then it is a lot of fun.
It's like I want to know like more about him as a person. You know, like,
Well, Mike, I saw a lot of comments that seemed nice on the surface, but were condescending in a roundabout kind of way. NASA's all CGI. Man.
it's.
Mary, did you see how I destroyed Alan's show?
Oh yes,
I
yes.
watched
And yet-
it.
and
I
yet,
experienced
Alan,
it. I watched it. I listened to it.
And yet, Alan, you want to have
Yeah, you
the
wanna
show
do it
live
again.
on Wednesday nights.
You want some more, don't you?
Dave, okay, so we do a thing on Friday nights. We talk. We have a guest sometimes. David contacted us, which was really
Yeah.
nice. You know, he said, "Hey, you know, you want to
Yeah.
like talk about flat Earth?" And it's like, yeah, I've never talked to somebody about this before. So
Yeah.
Friday nights we're always here on all the platforms. You know, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Float. Sunday night we do the movie night. If you guys want to watch a movie, you know, and hang out, we watch a movie. We just chill. We don't like bring politics and anything into it.
Yeah.
We just watch a movie together, on-screen chat, limited commentary by these folks right here. We're in the corner. We're going to be watching Grosse Point Blank this coming Sunday on Float, flote.app. Fantastic app. If you guys aren't over
check out
there,
Float.
honestly,
I tell you
the
what,
Flat
you
Earth
guys would
folk,
love Float because
get over
they're
to Float. Get on over.
it's wild on Float, man. That's
Yeah.
the alleged Wild West that I
Yeah.
guess didn't exist. Holy shit! What the fuck is that?
I know, right? When he said that, I'm like,
Wait, the
there's
Wild
so
West
many
never happened?
questions. Yeah. And then, oh, is Sexy Ryan here? Where's Sexy Ryan? What? Sexy
Yeah, he's
Ryan
been here all
is-
night.
Oh, I was thinking. I thought that was. I'm sorry. I know Sexy Ryan Seifert. I know, but Sexy Ryan.
We
Mike's
got a lot of
friend,
Sexy Ryans,
Ryans.
but
There's
there
a
is
lot of Sexy
only
Ryans,
one
yeah.
Sexy Ryan.
So. Oh, Furry Hunting Friday.
And right now, Slither is running Float.
He is.
I don't
He's
know
holding
what
down the
happened over
fort.
there. Usually we have quite a few people from Float.
So our parents and grandparents learned about flat Earth in school. I really wish I could ask somebody
Yeah.
about that, though. You know,
I mean,
Sexy Ryan was
Betty's
totally
still
on-
around, but she ain't around anymore.
no, you're not mentally. Yeah, your grandma. Mike Harwood, tell Sexy Ryan that I'm sorry that I missed him if he was in here.
Yeah, he's been here all night.
What?
Yeah, he's been
Where?
here. Yeah, he's been on this chat all night.
Which name?
Ryan something. I don't know. There's a lot of chat. We got 1,000 comments in it. It was awesome.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know, and you know what? I know. Dottie has that.
No, we're actually
She said
we're anarchists.
we are anarchists. Yes. Yeah. Woo. Yep.
I don't dig too deep because I don't know.
Let's see.
That's fine.
That's what she says. I'll
tell you what,
Mike, Mike's
if-
calling his grandma tomorrow.
We're gonna get to the bottom of this. No,
Oh,
I tell you,
boy,
there's
that's,
so many different tangents we could go down, and apparently he's been doing this a long time, so he's got it all. I'd imagine like figured out, you know.
Oh gosh.
But I can't expect more of him than I expect from myself. He had so many questions.
hard for me to keep
Ryan
track
Henry,
of
right there. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm
There
so
he is.
sorry. Yes. Okay. So I saw you, but I didn't see my brain when we have a guest and then a bunch of other people on commenting. My brain doesn't go. It doesn't.
I don't know,
I can't multitask like I used to.
even being a libertarian anarchist, it's like sometimes wish I could just bury my head back in the sand and just be a statist and just go with the flow. I got my vax passport. I can do whatever I want. I believe Fauci. Everything's cool. We're gonna be all good. We gotta get in this together.
I know, just to be living that life where it's like.
But you got to see everything. You can't watch a fucking cop movie without being like, he's violating a nap. There's no right for him to go on that guy's property.
He wasn't even. They shot Santa in the back. Yeah.
Sometimes, Donner. Sometimes.
I know, but sometimes wouldn't it just be easier though to bury your head back in the sand? Honestly,
wouldn't it be?
Ignorance is bliss, I guess, right? This was a lot of fun. We're gonna do.
Yeah, we gotta bounce. We gotta do our after party and float.
We're gonna do a little after party.
So if you guys want to hang out and watch us get really drunk and watch YouTube videos,
I cannot get really drunk.
I mean, I'm the one who have to take the kids out tomorrow.
You have to go sledding, but I am planning myself an organizing party tomorrow while Dave takes the kids sledding. So I have the house to myself for a couple hours, and I can actually pull things out and put them back in the way I want. You know. I'm a mom.
Yeah. So if you want to hang out a little more, flote.app, look us up, Liberty Late Night. Christian Alba, yeah. Whoa, he's buffering on fiber. Well, I'll have low res. Wait.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, buffering on fiber, though. Wow. I know. It was a lot to process in the beginning. My brain was like...
I didn't expect a slideshow presentation.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh.
I don't know why I didn't.
I was like, but no, like, honest to goodness, my brain was just like, oh no, I have to like think right now. And he's asking questions, and I'm like, let's hope Dave knows the answer. I usually talk a lot more, but I was like,
I think we compliment each other good. All right, we're gonna out.
Yeah.
So if you just want to hang out in the future, we're not going to talk about what shape the Earth is. We're just going to hang out and talk to people and
just come hang out.
Go ahead and follow us. Give us that like.
Root beer float.
Yeah.
Yes. Good night, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.
And we'll see you Sunday night for movie night on Float, or we'll see you next Friday and see what we're doing then. Good night.
Yeah. Take care.
I don't like your T-Series. Nothing personal, kid. But I must go all out. Just this once. Bob's or Vagana, whichever will it be. Set the fuck down, T-Series. I'm here to spill the real tea. You tryna dethrone me from spot on number one, but you in the year you lose. So best think you haven't won. When I'm through with you, we're gonna be completely fucking done. Cause we only just begun. I review you. 0 vibe is gone. So come on, T-Series. Looking hungry for some drama. Here, let me serve you bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. Bitch.
Oh yeah, if you guys are on Facebook and you want to watch this again, you're not going to watch it on Facebook. It's going to get blocked immediately. So if you want to see this again, make sure you check out our YouTube.
T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. T-Series just with himself in their pajamas. So who the hell is Bob and why you wanna kiss him? Ew. I'm a blue-eyed white dragon while you're just dark magician. Ooh. You got a fifth of the population in your nation, but I got 90 rolls of worlds to hold your defecation. Oops, multipatlo, what the fuck is that even supposed to mean? Your language sounds like it come from a mumble rap community. No papa, yes papa, Johnny. Now download the sugar and let's throw this fucking party with some bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. Look at T-Series, they just crying for their mama. Bitch lasagna, bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. Look at T-Series, they just wet in their pajama. Bitch lasagna. Bitch lasagna. T-Series ain't nothing but a bitch lasagna. You got a population of 1.32 billion, but most your videos can't seem to hit even a million. Sabot!
Magic potty, baby, your bottle's all done. If potty training time will be so much fun. I help you with your training dance, you make me so proud. Your potty feels like magic, then it flushes out loud.
It's fun to help Magic Potty Baby learn to use her potty. Flush and you're ready for next time.
Magic potty, baby, I'm so glad that you're mine.
Magic Magic Potty Baby and her Magic Potty. No water, no mess. Batteries not included.